that. My connection dropped, weirdly enough.
Okay.
It doesn't mention the location. It just mentions a number. He said numbers. So it's like District 3.
How would I find out the physical location?
You could find a device in there and mark it. Or I think someone knew where the actual offices were, or not the offices, but the other locations were.
Okay.
I want to say it was Goose that did the search. Or was it Droid that knows the location?
How do I undo stuff? My mouse acted up on me and I made a bunch of little rectangles. Oh, thank you.
I fixed it.
I didn't do fill. Oh well.
What's the ambient noise for this area currently?
Renton?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it's an ambient noise of maybe 0, maybe 1, if you're really, really looking for noise.
Okay.
I only heard Duncan speaking there.
Test 1, 2. Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can.
Yep, I can as well.
Okay, so apparently I can't hear the GM.
How about now?
Yep.
I said the ambient noise was 0 to 1.
And noise acts like a background count, right?
It is more or less a matrix background count, yes.
Except that Deckers can actually have ways to counteract noise.
And a lot of it, too. Noise reduction is silly easy to get.
Yeah, I automatically have a -4 noise reduction.
It's still easy to get for Deckers, not so much for Technos.
Because Catalyst hates technomancers.
Don't we all?
No, I don't.
You're working for the wrong corporation. God damn it, my mouse.
You have 2 more questions for one of those if you'd like to ask 2 more questions on bookmark 2.
What grid is it on?
Aries. It is on the Aries grid.
As much.
If you hold shift, it will select point to point.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, this sucks. I don't know how to use this thing properly. Sorry.
Would you like me to fix this for you real quick?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I don't have any more questions. There's not much you can find out about a host from the outside.
All right. Give me just 1 minute to help this gentleman with his...
Wait, actually, I do have a question. Is it public, like just anyone can go into the host?
Depends. Are you going to try and get into each host?
No, I'm using my matrix perception question. The last one to ask that.
It is not going to it is a public host, yes. You will have to identify yourself though.
Meaning, let it get a mark on me?
And supply a sin. Here's a quick question. What is your Goose, what is your device rating?
Who?
Goose?
Ooh, hello? I had it mute, sorry. It's device rating 2. It's a Hermes chariot.
Alright, thank you. Alrighty. And you can just write in your programs in that box there that I just drew up.
Okay, I have all the programs.
Well, you can only use 2 on a chariot.
I understand. But you want me to list all the programs?
No, I just want you to list what programs you have loaded at any given moment.
Okay.
Alrighty. If I remember correctly, the house rules say you can only use module or VM, not both.
The house rules state that you cannot put VM on a module.
Alrighty. I knew that there was rules on that. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't anything crazy like that.
I was there for creation for some weird reason.
It says it is not compatible with the virtual machine program. So I'm going to interpret that as you also can't use it with it to carry like every program in existence.
I believe its purpose was to mean that you could not put a VM on a program carrier because technically the program carrier has 0 capacity.
Yeah. That's what
That would do the exact same thing either way. So that's why I'm going to interpret it that way at the moment.
But no, you can run virtual machine normally, just not out of the baby monitor, not out of the program carrier.
All right. So let's see, where were we? You know that at least one of these is on the Aries host. I just got told that is no, you cannot run them both at the same time.
Okay.
So,
We're-
did everybody just whip out their decks at this inside the cafe?
No, this is just us for what we do.
Yes, when we do this.
Oh,
You have
okay,
currently
okay.
searched up this place.
Droid has an implanted cyber deck, so
I probably just booted up the one in my backpack.
All right. So you have found the location. So I think one of you does not have your cyber deck on you,
Yeah, I don't. It's in the car.
and one of you is currently. So what are we doing here? Are you going to continue having a nice drink at the cafe, or
hang on just a sec. Sorry about that. Yeah, we should probably like just go to our apartments or rent some place to work out of until the job's done.
all right? So which are you guys going to do? Are you going to rent a place, or are you guys going to go home? There are most definitely advantages to renting a place, mainly in that if you get tracked, the police aren't going to walk down to your house and be like, "Can we borrow you for a moment?" With that being not a suggestion, but so much as a demand.
I say we rent the place.
Yeah, sure.
I can only hope the programs I chose are a good set of programs.
Yeah, but can't you switch programs?
I can, but I just don't know if when Matrix Combat starts, if this is a good layout.
For Matrix Combat, no.
For Matrix Combat, you have like 50% of the fuck 'em up build.
You should totally try and punch your friends in the face right now. That way, especially Excel, so that he can hit you back.
Nah.
That's not attack 13, it's sleaze 13.
All right. So, you guys have you guys are renting a apartment. Where exactly is this apartment that you are renting? Or I mean, a hotel, I should say.
I don't know, somewhere with little to no noise.
Okay, you will rent a small hotel room somewhere where there's little to no noise. It's probably going to be at least a decent hotel. Does anyone have any sort of finding good hotel rooms that aren't going to ask for a sin when they book you kind of deal?
I can roll Ear Knowledge Seattle.
I have psychology if that helps.
Psychology will not help you in this situation.
If we had shadow knowledge of safe houses, that would be perfect.
That would most definitely be a roll with the safe house specialty, but I will allow a area knowledge at a -2 because it's not exactly, safe houses aren't exactly a thing that you normally learn about as when you learn about area knowledge.
Are we looking for a safe house or a hotel? Because I thought I was looking for a hotel.
Or a hotel that won't go and tell on you as soon as the authorities show up.
Oh, okay.
I have a fixer. Go with that. Or whatever you did.
Goose only knows a hotel that if you slot them the right amount annoying, they won't ask you any questions, and you were never there.
Yo, Chalmers, I know a sweet spot we can hit up right now.
How the price is the most important question here.
I would say for the one Goose knows, you probably need to have at least medium for whoever's renting the room. Assuming
We
you're
all
all
have
getting,
at least that, I think.
yeah, assuming you all are getting your own rooms with the upcharge that he's going to be expecting for your in order to not be or in order to be willing to not go and tell.
He's saying we can charge it to our lifestyles if we have at least medium lifestyle.
That
We
is
do
correct.
have at least modding.
I have high, so
Yeah, I don't associate normally with plebs, so I also have high.
All you rich and fancy deckers will be fully able to afford a room here then, with no problem.
I think we should share a room, though, just for safety's sake.
we had 2 people to a room.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, who wants to bunk with whom?
I believe the standard
Boys versus
arrangement.
girls?
Yeah.
That's no fun. I mean, I don't mind being co-ed, but you know.
And
That's if
with
you want to
that
do it
comment, you just cemented my decision.
yeah. Obviously, if we... hold on. Yeah, that also does my thing as well.
Who was saying that? SFR, or was that Excel that said that?
Said what?
That
About
was
the,
good.
That was Goose.
Yeah, when I said I have no problems with being co-ed. Look, I'm a 15-year-old orc. What do you expect me?
I would just like to say that your sleeves rating is not high enough right now.
But no, I will say this is that in the DNI, that's just going to be displayed as a thing from her. It's just like, no. Just Japanese emoticons, because why not?
Anyways, chummers, are we out of here or what? What's going on?
Yeah, I say we get going.
Good idea.
Decision for rooming made. How about we take about a 10-minute break here and rejoin at 12:10.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right.
Yay, 15-year-old orc. Yay. Goddamn orc age spans, lifespans.
I'm back.
I am also back.
So, well, I do kind of wonder what kind of layouts would be best for my deck, because I have no clue.
What deck is it?
It's a Renraku Tsurugi with a multidimensional coprocessor.
Are you going for attack or sleaze decker?
Going for sleaze.
Do you have 3 antennae and a data jack?
That I do.
You could do what I'm doing, which is VM, Signal Scrub, Smoke and Mirrors 5, and then Stealth. But then you wouldn't be able to run Baby Monitor.
Yeah. I mean, I could do Virtual Machine Baby Monitor. It just means that I probably don't want to, get hit.
It's the Matrix. If you get hit once, you're dead anyway.
Because I think the layout of programs I have is horrible.
The biggest.
I don't know what Diffuse does. And
It gives you a diffuse. If I had it real quick.
Oh, plus 2 dice to...
Plus four dice to resist damage from data bombs.
Also, that is the incorrect spelling of diffuse for this situation, I believe.
It is. It is defuse, as in you're trying to defuse the bomb. Basically, defuse is something you should use if you
find a data bomb.
If you find a data bomb and you aren't certain that it is going to go off, that you are going to be able to remove it safely.
It's
Which is usually the better option is to not deal with that or edge it. Basically, do it, then post edge it.
Yeah. You're pretty much playing an EUD specialist at that point. It's like, do I cut the red wire or do I cut the blue wire? And he's just headed up with all this flak armor and just...
That is more or less what diffuse is. It is Matrix flak armor. But any data bomb that you are going to be dicey, that you are going to feel dicey about diffusing or disarming,
Don't even.
4 dice is peanuts.
Yeah, data bombs tend to either be, oh, I can take that, or, not only can I not take that, if I tried to take that out, it would immediately kill me.
I mean, obviously, Excel could probably just, switch Fleece and Firewall around and to take care of it.
I can only get at most 7 Firewall.
Okay, so, yeah, same here then. Okay.
I am back.
Yeah, I'll keep looking through this list of programs and see what they do and see what they benefit.
Hi, I'm back too. I have a quick question since I'm still new to all this Matrix stuff. So, with my deck, generally what 2 programs would I want to be running most of the time? Yeah, if I had
definitely Baby Monitor.
Okay.
Baby Monitor is without a doubt one of the programs that you need to be able to. There's only one way to run without Baby Monitor, and that's assuming that every action you succeed, you only beat by 1 success. Because otherwise, you will overcount, and you will end up getting converged on, and then bad things happen. TM.
Okay.
You probably want to get your hands on a program carrier for Baby Monitor.
Yeah,
As someone who runs Decker himself and uses the R2 a lot, I almost exclusively use the Chariot because I actually like it. I would suggest Virtual Machine over Program Carrier, because then you can do multidimensional coprocessor or hardening hardening is usually a bad choice, but
Okay.
it helps you if you're playing on just punching down the door.
Okay.
But you can pick up literally anything else if you go Virtual Machine.
Okay. So like the programs I'm using right now, like the baby monitor and the stealth, are fine in generally speaking.
Generally speaking, if you have virtual machine, you can run a third program.
Okay. I was probably gonna use that for my agent once I got an agent.
I'm trying to figure out what to replace the fuse with.
Before you get in the host, usually most GMs don't let you use smoke and mirrors inside a host because, well, smoke and mirrors is literally cancer.
I have no. Actually, I don't even know what Smoke and Mirrors does because I can't find it.
It's
It
in
is in data trails, and it is set 125. Gain that much noise, take that much.
So, are
What do
you
you call that?
applying
Keep
no
that much,
smoke and
please.
mirrors or in hosts, or is it going to be local noise that is still has to be reduced?
Normally, I would do it local noise, but this is more of a introductory run in general, so I'm going to do what most people do and not allow it in a host in this case.
I generally just don't inflict smoke and mirrors on a GM unless I need to.
I'm just going to say no smoke and mirrors inside the host, which honestly, there's so many ways they could have made that program, but they had to choose the least good way to do it.
There was talk for it being a while of there was for a while it being talk of permanently unreducible noise. But
I would not have. I think I suggested a version that wasn't terrible. Someone else came up with a better version that put it more in line with other cyber programs, which was it provides a +2 bonus to hide checks. Basically, +2 bonus when you're trying to resist being found was what someone suggested. That I actually think is probably the least broken.
But as it is, it's literally a program that you don't have any reason not to run.
Exactly, which is why most GMs do not allow it in a host.
So if I'm just going to state free action, switch that out to something not cancerous, so exploit.
Seems like we're gonna probably have to use Nuke from Orbit, though.
Nuke from Orbit is a useless spell, or is a useless program.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say it.
yeah. Even though it said we were supposed to, destroy and obliterate set programs.
Nuke from Orbit is useless. All it does is make you take Overwatch when you use delete.
If your GM is annoying and likes to use FAQ technomancers to recover files, which I've never run into before, then it's useful.
Even then, it doesn't work because
honestly, the way that FAQ is described, I think you might still be able to find that information out.
exactly.
Even if Nuke from Orbit is.
Nuke from Orbit literally does nothing but give you Overwatch.
Not good to know.
It alongside Smoke and Mirrors is something that someone should have said, wait, what does this program actually do? Because Nuke from Orbit, if I recall correctly, does not actually delete backup files.
It only deletes that instance of that file.
Well, see, there is actually a way to recover a deleted file. But the rules are somewhere in here.
Non-existent.
No, wait, here it is, page 56 in the description for the Shredder program. Because of course it is. Computer file recovery plus logic, extended test, threshold 18, interval 1 week. Actually, that's the thing. Shredder, if you use Shredder, so presumably it's easier and shorter normally.
But they don't have a basic test to recover a file.
So normally I just
Game labs, everyone.
exactly. So normally I just run with Shredder and Nuke from Orbit are useless programs. Except for actually Shredder is useful still because it actually increases your data processing for the purposes of deleting files with that data.
It's just inferior to Toolbox in every way, shape, and form.
Well, Toolbox is
Toolbox
a
gives you-
+1 to your data processing, just generically. It's a specialized program, is what it is.
Although, actually, there's the editor program, which increases your data processing by 2 for the purpose of the edit file action. And deleting a file is a part of the edit file action.
Yep. So, but on the other hand, you could also run all 3 of those programs together. I mean, there is a point to it. It's just super niche. I'm not sure it's worthwhile.
Anyway. If we're all back.
I believe we are. So, you all get to your new rooms, and what do? Are you guys splitting up? Are you guys going to like just try and hit all these really quickly with all 4 of you at once?
Does the file specify that they all have to be at once or just one at a time?
It has to be at the same time.
Yeah.
You can totally try and just clear them out relatively quickly and see if that works.
Well, I say we send one decker each to the rating 4 host and then send 2 to the rating 6.
Exactly what I was thinking.
So who volunteers to go where?
Who's coming with me into the rating 6?
I like challenges.
Yeah, good. At least with the rating 4, I should have at least an easier time to, experience stacking.
Hey, as long as your dice pool exceeds 11.
Which it does.
All right. So, Droid and who is going into the
Excel.
All right. And who's going into the first host?
If Goose won't speak up, I will.
All right, Ernst's going to the first host, and that leaves Goose with the second host.
Cool.
In what order would you guys like to run this all concurrently happening? Because I assume you guys are going to time this to hit all 4 hosts at once, or all 3 hosts at once.
Yeah, we can go left to right.
So I do say we should scout out the hosts first before we, barge in there blind.
We have all their arrays.
Yeah, but we don't know if they have any, spiders or any other
Yeah,
trouble.
we want to take a look around inside.
Well, yeah, we do have to enter the hosts first.
Exactly.
All right, so at the rating 4 host that Hertz is at, rating host number 1.
Yep.
What do you do here?
Do I legally go in and scatter it, or do I break in running silent? I mean, I'm assuming if I was to go out and then run silent again, I guess they wouldn't know so I suppose I could hop into the host legally for the moment, since it is a public host.
So are you going to try and hop into the host legally?
Yep.
All right. What sin are you going to give the host?
Yes. Do I use my rating 6 or do I use my
I would like to point out that you have online fame.
That is a good point. Yeah, can we come back to me?
Okay. Going to Goose then. I'm going to just in order of the. Are you going to try and scout out your host?
If I'm gonna what?
Going to try and scout out your host.
Sure.
How are you going to try and scout out your host?
I have no idea what that means.
Are you going to scouting out your host? By that means like Hertz was talking about going into the host and doing some reconnaissance,
Okay.
which requires that you get a mark on the host either legally or illegally.
Okay. Sure, let's do this. Wait, I have a burner sin. I'm gonna go in with my rating 2 sin.
All right. You offer it. It asks for a mark from you.
It asks for a mark.
Yep.
So that means it has to mark me to go in?
It's asking you to let it mark you. Yes.
Sure.
You get an invitation to get a mark.
Accept.
You now have a mark on the host. You can enter at your leisure.
Okay. I do so.
The inside of this host is almost like the idyllic, what you imagine that they probably want to present all of their places as. The washing machines that display timers and a name or are hovering over various washing machines, and they all look prim and clean and very, very weirdly minimalist. You can definitely see a bit of Horizon influence in the design of this host. Over the brutalist Ares design philosophy.
Okay, I guess, let's see. I don't know what to do now. So, I should know where to go depending, from the information on the file, right?
You know what you're looking for,
Okay.
but on the same hand, you'd have to actually start searching for that.
So that'll be a
Currently-
matrix search?
Yes, it would. You also know that if you start poking around the wrong areas, that the host will most definitely notice, especially if anyone's paying attention.
Okay.
Which, considering the fact that is attached to a sin and you aren't running silently right now, would be a bad thing to have happen to you.
Okay. But wouldn't running silent be bad too? Because
It would. Right now, you're being, as you're going through, every now and then, the patrol ice, which is a very nice looking elderly woman who is behind the counter, whose head just slowly turns from left to right, scans you, and because your last action was enter host, and you have a mark, it scans you and ignores you. That's the 2 questions it keeps asking. There's a handful of other people in there.
Okay. So let's see. I guess use matrix perception to see what else is here. Oh no! Is this how that works?
Can you throw me matrix perception to find hidden icons in the host?
Sure. That's computer plus intuition, correct?
Correct. Are you comfortable with that degree of success?
I am not, but I only have one edge, so I'm gonna have to deal with it.
A wise choice. Let me roll some stuff in the background. You find several washing machines, which you can probably see in front of you. You do not see anything running silently, or any personas running silently. Actually, never mind. You see a few of them. Yes, and that is exactly how the patrol works. Is that it asks two questions. Nick,
It's not on the list of questions you can ask with matrix perception.
I am almost certain that is.
Nope. You can find the most recent edit of a file, but not the target's last matrix action.
The last matrix action a icon performed and when.
Oh, there. Okay.
And I would really appreciate it if you stop trying to backseat GM. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so I see personas running silently.
You see a few of them. They don't look like they are anything too important, but you can totally look into them a little more if you'd like.
And these personas would be like other people, right?
That is exactly what a persona is in most cases. Patrol Ice, or Ice in general, is a special case, and that is both a persona and not a person.
Okay.
But they're the literal exception to that rule of people have to be in a behind a persona. You see them, they either don't notice that you see them or otherwise. If you would like to do any further perceptions, that would be another matrix perception check.
Yeah, I would like to roll again, please.
Sure, go ahead.
I'm definitely happy with that success.
All right. What would you like to ask about these guys?
I don't know matrix questions.
Things you can ask are on that. The generic. These aren't the only questions, but you can totally ask the questions in red on that matrix summary. Those are questions that you most definitely can ask.
Oh, the matrix. Oh no. Okay. So so on the file that we were given,
right now you're asking questions for those personas that are the one or two.
Yeah, no, but I understand that, but I'm also trying to remember like the previous information I was given as well. Okay.
You are currently trying to look for this file, and I guess at the moment you are doing some sort of oversight to try and see what the opposition is. If you know how hard you're going to have to hide from these guys.
Okay. Do I know the programs being run by these personas?
Sure, they are not running any programs.
They're not running any.
What else would you like to ask?
Do I know last matrix action performed?
Last matrix action was matrix perception. Specifically, it was done before you got into the host, and it was done on one of the washing machines.
They're not running any programs, and they last performed matrix perception.
just so you know,
Yeah.
the only things that can run cyberdeck programs are RCCs and cyberdecks. But Comlinks can
Not
also
Comlinks.
generate a percent.
Oh, okay.
So it's very
So
possible
they
that
could
they are
be
using a
basically-
Comlink.
Okay. Alright, no, I guess I have no more questions. This thingy. You may move on to another person while I figure this out.
All right. After a short time, after it looks like they popped in just to check something on that washing machine, and then they pop out. XL and Droid. You get to your host. Are you going to do any sort of Sorry.
I have an idea. One of us can sleaze into the host while the other goes in legally, so one can act as the scout for the other.
I'm not sure this host, you can do that going in legally thing, because the others were hosts for, like, the stores. This is their, like, district office, so...
Oh, yeah. Well, I will try to enter the host legally real quick.
The host asks you for an ID.
Okay, I will tell it, no, I'm sorry for now, and then I'll say to Droid, it is in fact a public and legal host.
It will when you tell it no, it goes access denied.
I think it meant employee ID.
Oh no, it was asking for a SIN, but your SIN would very likely note where you're working because this is the sixth world and everything's connected.
If you want, you can give it a try.
I will quickly try it again and submit my ID.
Quick question, or quick one moment here before you do that.
That's a wonderful question. Are we on the public grid or are we on our private grids or, the subscription grids?
Yes, whichever grid you guys are on, if you could just type that into the chat real quick, that would be I would really appreciate that.
I'm actually quite curious of what the difference of doing that would be.
It would, public grid, you're taking a -2 to all your actions just because you're on the public grid.
But other than that, there's no real difference.
And then the other grids, you're not taking a -2. And if you're on the correct grid, you're not taking a -2 for cross grid if you try and do anything.
Now, chances are, with what we're going on, it's for what I'm doing. I'm gonna.
I didn't catch that.
Because I'm hacking and I'm going to an actual laundromat that's a public host. Yeah, I'm not going to do cross grid stuff. So.
All right.
What is the grid the host is on?
Say again.
What grid is like the laundromat on that we're in? That I'm in?
Is this Goose?
Yeah.
The grid that the laundromat is on the Aries grid. That's the one that you do know which host it's on or which grid it's on. Now, note you only get one global grid subscription when you are if you're at high. So it's completely plausible that you could have Aries as your grid. I mean, it doesn't really matter which to me.
Okay.
I'm just picking the local grid because it feels safer in my mind. That's like, oh yeah, there's someone that hacked on that was on this grid.
Yeah, I'll be on the Emerald City local grid.
That's perfectly fine. The Emerald City grid is common. But these are not on the Emerald City grid. All right. So, are you going to Is Excel going to submit an ID to these guys?
You've given me a second chance, so no.
All right.
I like your logic.
I'm just going to say to Droid, it seems to be employees only.
Alright. Well then. First things first. Let's hop on over to the Ares grid.
What's the dice pool for grid hop again?
4 for a local grid, 6 for a global grid. So 6.
Oh, no. What's the dice pool for the action to get
Hack
there?
on the fly.
It's either hack on the fly or brute force. Weirdly enough, it doesn't alert if you brute force to jump grid. I have no clue why, but you can totally just brute force onto another grid if you feel like it. But it is either hack on the fly or brute force.
I don't think an entire grid can be alerted.
I guess not.
Because that'd be like saying, the internet itself has been alerted to a hacker.
Well, there are definitely people on the internet on this version of the internet, whose job it is to make sure that you cannot hack.
And that happens when they get alerted when you have 40 Overwatch, or 30 if you have the negative quality.
All right, you guys both grid hop successfully.
What is my Overwatch score?
If you check on your thing, you should see a nice little number in the corner, and that is what your Overwatch score is right now.
So, are you actually able to grid hop to any grid, or only the ones you have access to?
Any grid.
Any grid.
Well,
Now you can actively grid hop for no test to a grid that you have access to. You don't have to do an illegal action.
But grid hopping is an illegal action, though. Okay.
Grid hop in and of itself is not an illegal action. It's when you have to use hack on the fly or brute force to grid hop that you have to do an illegal action.
Alright, so now on the Ares grid, matrix perception to see what devices are slaved to this host.
There are not a lot of devices slaved to this host, none. Or a few cameras, actually.
Oh,
Alright.
Jim, question. Can we do something similar to the console Cowboys run, where if we do the send message action, we can share information?
That is the point of the send message action.
Well,
On the other
like,
hand, it is a simple
spotted
action.
things.
No, that I don't allow that, unfortunately.
Okay.
But you can totally assist your friend in a matrix perception action to find something that you've seen. Another thing is that weirdly enough, there's not a free action to talk in the matrix. You can use your you can use send information or send message to send messages to people, and you can send a lot of information in a single pass, but there's not a free action talk. Weirdly enough, I don't understand why. I blame Catalyst.
Alright, so I just point out a camera and say, here, help me get a mark on that.
Okay, I'll do perception to see the camera.
All right. Now, here's a quick question. What is your guys' noise compensation?
I've got 3.
Mine currently is 6.
All right.
How do I find that again?
It's not super important for Goose and Hertz,
Oh, okay.
but it would more or less be you probably both have at least one because you have a data jack, which gives you one. And you can also have 3 noise, further reduction if you have antennas, up to 3 noise from antennas, depending on how many you have. And then the reason why Excel has 6 is because he's also running the program Signal Scrub.
Oh, okay.
And was that the matrix perception Excel?
Correct.
All right, you totally find the camera that's not running silently.
And then that's the assist to top up the dice that the agent was giving.
Alright, and with that, I'm just going to go big or go home. 3 marks. Alright, and I keep all of those actually.
Are you comfortable with that degree of success?
Yes.
Cool. You get marked. It actually rolled 9 successes. I'm as surprised as you are here, actually.
I love the Matrix.
Reboot.
You reboot.